Most recently, she was in Washington, D.C., Virginia, and California. Today, we are lucky and proud to have her in Bullard, Texas. Let's give Ms. Dr. Kim PUGA a round of applause.
So I hear you guys are Panthers. Is that true? Well, I'm from a little town, Odessa, Texas, and I was a Panther. Have you ever heard of Friday Night Lights, maybe? That's my school, man. Yeah. So I'm a Panther. Man, there's a lot of you guys. So I'm going to talk to you today. I got some news for you. It's kind of important, pretty important. I'll try not to make it very heavy. We'll get some heavy stuff and some light stuff out of it. So here's truth. Every 13 minutes, somebody in the United States dies by suicide. Supposedly, out of a classroom of 20 students, 5 people have thought about it, 2 people have tried. Does that sound familiar to you? Do you think that is pretty comparable? So here's my question. How many people here know someone who have thought about it? Raise your hand. How many people here know someone who have tried? How many people here have thought about it yourself? And it's confidential. Whatever you say here is okay. We won't tell your parents. I'll keep your secrets. You can trust me. So one more time. How many people here have thought about it? Yeah. Well, I'm glad you didn't do anything else about it. I'm glad that you're here. It's so important that you guys realize that that is not an option. It's just not. There's so many other things that you can do. You have so many other options. And even when things look bad, they're always going to be better later. And a lot of times, it's been portrayed that, if you think of killing yourself, then you must be mentally ill or have a mental illness. And that's not necessarily true. I mean, you could be depressed. For sure you could be depressed, but that doesn't mean that you are. Depression is heavy. It's more than being sad. It's when you're sad for a long time and you just can't get over it. Nothing good is happening all day long. You can't find any happiness in anything, and you feel like there's a weight on top of you. That's kind of what depression feels like. And there's help for that. I'm sure you see every commercial that tells you, if you feel bad, there's certain things you can do. You can, take medication and all that kind of stuff. But know that that's not always, the end all to your situation. I just want you to know that everybody in the whole wide world, every human on this planet is sad sometimes. It's a normal feeling. And so often we hear that, if you're sad, there must be something wrong with you, and that you need to take medication and you need to see a doctor. And if it's more than being sad and you really are depressed and it doesn't go away, then you do need to see a doctor. But if you're just sad, that's normal. It's normal to be sad. It's normal to be mad. It's normal to be happy. It's normal to be scared. It's normal to have a little anxiety sometimes. Those are normal feelings. Remember feelings in pre-K? Remember all those faces? Those are normal. Every one of those feelings are normal, everyday feelings. You can have all those feelings every single day. That doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. And so many times we get bored. All y'all get bored, I know you do. So, you get bored, and then because you're bored, then sometimes you become sad, when the truth is, and then you think you're depressed. And the truth is you're not depressed. You were bored to start with, and you didn't have anything else to do. So then you lingered on whatever sad thoughts, and then you think you're sad and depressed, when really, if you would have just done something that you like to do or occupied your time, you probably would have never even felt sad to start with. So when you feel sad, or bad things happen to you, know that that's normal. Bad things happen to good people every single day. Good things happen to bad people too. That's life. It's not fair. So if someone's told you that everything's supposed to be fair, they lied. Life's not fair. It'll never be fair. There's going to be good times and bad times every single day. You're going to work hard and people are not going to notice. You may work hard and people may notice. Chances are they're not. But you have to find your worth within yourself. And you have to know that as long as you do your best and you know that's what you're doing, then that's what's good. Then you've done it. You know, you don't have to have praise from everybody else. I just really want to stress that. How many people here have that problem? Have that problem when you get sad, you just get way down and it takes a whole lot to come out of that. How many people have that trouble? Raise your hand. Somebody's not telling the truth. How many people are not participating? This is a participation class. You know what I mean? I ask a question, you give me the answer. So how many people have issues with being sad? How many people get sad and like, yeah, thank you for being honest. So know that that's not the end. Because 9 times out of 10, when you're sad, like a couple hours later, you're happy again, somebody does something, one of your friends does something stupid, it's kind of funny, you laugh. You know, you're really not depressed. You know what I'm saying? So think about that and think about all of the things that you can do to make yourself better. I'm sure that everybody here has a talent because everybody has a talent. Sometimes our talents are illegal. Sometimes our talents are, you know, some of those things. But everybody's got a talent, you know? So if that's your talent and you're sad, you know, check into that. Try not to get caught if you're one of the illegal people. But you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So if you're sad and, you know, you enjoy running or you enjoy shopping or, which is kind of, you know, that's a bad thing, but, you know, whatever it is, then when you're sad and you get to feeling like that, you need to take that time and do those things that you enjoy. Whether it's art, whether it's being creative, whether it's, you know, working on your car, whether it's shopping, whatever it is. If you get in that rut and you start feeling down and you start, you know, hating on yourself, get out, go do something, call somebody. If nobody can go with you, that's okay. That's not a reason to be sad because you don't have anybody to do something with. Because you have yourself. And I want to know something. You came into this world alone, and you will leave this world alone. So you have to realize that you're the only person who can fix those things within yourself. Does anybody know any of the warning signs of people that are suicidal? Give me an answer. They have a sudden change in appearance. They'll quit, if it's a girl, like she'll quit putting her makeup on and, you know, she'll just, you know, no makeup and her hair's in a ponytail, you know, for like 3 weeks. And she was like, you know, never like that before. Those kind of things. You know, people isolate themselves. You get in that sad rut, you know, you don't want to go anywhere, you don't want to leave, you don't want to do anything, you don't want to talk to anybody. Isolation. If you notice that in yourself, you start becoming isolated, you don't want to do anything, you don't want to hang out, any of that stuff, you know, that's a clear sign. You know, people, if you have friends or whoever, family, whoever, anybody you know, and they start offering to give away their stuff that they really like, prized possessions, that's a warning sign. If you hear somebody say, you know what, I'm sick of this. I just like to go to sleep and not wake up. You know what I mean? There's just, you know, Mr. Poplock over here just pissed me off today and I'm just sick of it. So, you know, I'm done. That's a clear warning sign. If you feel that way, that's a clear warning sign. So when you have 2 or 3 of those warning signs together, pay attention. A lot of times people will be suicidal and you will not know it. Most of the time, people who are really suicidal, you will not know it. So you have to pay attention to those subtle clues when they say things like that. Or you notice people are just, you know, they're just acting different. They're just not into anything they were into before. Pay attention to those. Those are red flags. You know, if you notice those things in yourself, it's real important that you pay attention to that. And know that you can, you know, there's people you can talk to. There's text lines. And on those little cards I gave you, there's 1-800 phone number. Someone's there to answer that phone 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And it's a licensed professional, and it's confidential. They don't call your parents. You know, anything you tell them is confidential. There's also a crisis text line. You don't even have to call anybody. You can text 741-741, and there's a professional on the other end that will text you back and talk to you. And a lot of times you guys just need to be heard, and that's understandable. You know, so reach out. Reach out, and, you know, you don't know those people. You can tell them all kinds of crap. You know what I mean? Tell them all your crap. They don't know you. Get it off your chest. Don't carry that stuff around that, you know, weighs you down and makes you feel burdened. So I'm going to tell you that text line again, 741-741. Without looking at your card, what's the text line? One more time. Okay, where are the, do we have 9th through 12th here? Where's the 9th graders? So we're kind of scattered out. Where's the 10th graders? Juniors? Seniors? I thought they would like just, you know, get loud. So I'm sure that this is how you feel a lot of times. This is a normal feeling for everybody that's your age. Hold up, pay attention. This is a normal feeling for everybody your age. Because everybody my age is going 100 miles an hour trying to make sure that we give you things that we didn't have. Both parents are working, or they're not home, or somebody's gone, and it's always something. They're running 100 miles an hour, so are you. You've got school, practice, whatever you do. Then you have homework, and you really don't have time to have a serious conversation with anybody. I have a son who's 18, and he never, you know, fails to tell me, you know, you just don't know who I am. I'm like, dude, I brought you in this world. I know who you are. I know more about you than you know about you. He's like, well, no, you really don't know who I am. I'm like, yeah, I know who you are. But in his defense, in his eyes, I don't know who he is because I don't sit down and have a 2-hour conversation with him. I don't hang out with him like we should. You know what I mean? So you feel that way. And that's a normal feeling that no one gets you. That doesn't mean something's wrong with you. That just means some stupid people ain't listening. But that doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. So you take advantage of those numbers and those text lines, and you'll have information how to get a hold of me. Text me, man, I'll answer you. You know what I mean? I will. And get that stuff off your chest. It's so important. So if you notice those warning signs in your friend, there's some things that you can do, and that's some of the things I'm going to tell you. And so if you remember that ACT, that acronym, it stands for Ask, Care, Tell. So if you notice a couple of those warning signs in your friend, and you notice, you know, they seem a little not odd. I mean, sometimes your friends are odd, but, you know, for the most part, you know when they're odd. I mean, you know they're odd, you're their friend anyway, but ignoring that. But they seem off, something's out of whack. Then know those signs and know what to do. So if you know all of the warning signs, you know, if they talk about giving stuff away, they talk about they don't want to be here anymore, they talk about they'd rather go to sleep and not wake up, they say, I'm sick of this, I'm done, I'm out of here, you know, whatever, and you realize you start to thinking, I don't know about that, then you need to use these 3 acronyms. And what they stand for is ASK. So you would want to ask your friend, or anybody, this doesn't have to be anybody your age, this could be any human that you're worried about, or you notice something different. You ask them, are you thinking about killing yourself? You know, and you never want to say, you're not thinking about killing yourself, are you? Because everybody goes, no, I'm not. But if you take the time to say, you know, I can tell that things are off with you, and you're like, you know, weird this week or something, and I'm kind of worried about you. You know, it's perfectly normal. I mean, you know, but are you thinking about killing yourself? And you'll be surprised how many people will say, well, yeah. Because people don't really want to die. They just want to get all that crap off their chest. They just want all the stuff that's going on in their head to stop. They just want that heavy feeling that I'm not good enough, I'm exhausted, I can never do anything right, whatever it is, to go away. That's a normal feeling at your age. Very normal feeling. So don't be thinking there's something wrong with you. And don't be thinking there's something wrong with your friend. So care enough about them that you ask that question. So you're going to ask me. Everybody's going to ask me. Is the participation back and forth? Thank you. Not today, but thank you for asking. Thank you. One more time, everybody. Let me do it like this. Let's start with the seniors. Maybe they can set the standard. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Are you? Okay, let's give the juniors a chance. 1, 2, 3. Sophomores? Freshmen? Now I know who runs the school. So see, that's a hard question to ask, right? Hold up. I mean, it's kind of hard to say that. It's kind of weird. I mean, it's kind of odd, you know? It doesn't just come to you. So you know, that's hard. And when it's just you and your friend and you're really worried and it's a serious situation, it's kind of hard to say. But you need to ask that question. And if you feel like you can't ask that question, you can dial the 1-800 number, 1-800-273-TALK. Well, let's memorize that. 1-800-273-TALK. You could call that number and say, hey, I'm kind of worried about my friend, but I don't know what to say. And they will tell you what to say, or they will just tell you, just hand your friend the phone, and they'll talk to your friend. If your friend does say, well, yeah, I kind of been thinking about it. I'm just tired, you know, I've had it. You know, my parents are getting a divorce, and I'm just sick of all this stuff, and whatever. I got in trouble. I wrecked my car. I got drunk. You know, I got in serious trouble. That's not a reason to die. There's not a reason to die. Nothing is that bad. So you ask your friend, are you thinking about killing yourself? And they say, well, yeah, kind of. Then you need to be caring enough, that's the care part, that you care enough about them, that you stay with them, and you say, please don't do that. It's not worth it. It's just not worth it. There's nothing that you have done that's bad enough for you not to be here. Because people will be devastated if you are gone. Even if you think nobody cares, somebody loves you. Hey, you guys back there, I see you guys right there. Pay attention. I got important stuff to say. So care enough about them to ask them the question and to stay with them and to call a number, you know, and get them to a point where you feel safe leaving them. And then you tell somebody. You either tell your parents or you tell a trusted adult, whether it be a coach, a teacher, an aunt, a neighbor, one of your friends' parents, whoever. But you have to tell somebody. It's so important that you tell. So what do? 3 things. Ask, care, tell. It's so important. Okay, so what if your friend makes you promise, don't be telling anybody, don't you swear to God you're not going to tell anybody. And you don't want to be a snitch, because nobody likes a snitch. So what do? If they make you promise not to tell? Did you say tell? No. So what do? So what if, hold up. So what if you tell and you're wrong? What if you go tell somebody, and they go talk to your friend, and your friend's like, what in the heck is wrong with you? You got me in trouble. My mom's all freaking out. You got the school calling my house. Everybody thinks I need to go to the hospital. Was it still right to tell? Yes. Good answer. If I hit you in the head, I don't mean to. And I'll get you guys in the back. I promise I'll come down there and get you. Let me go to the other side. Hang on. So what if you are serious and your friend is serious and you go and tell somebody, say you go tell Mr. Pavlak, hey, I'm real worried about what's your friend's name? Give me your friend's name. Yeah?
Cody.
JC. Mr. Pavlak, JC's acting weird, and I'm kind of worried about her. You know, she is coming to school in her pajamas every day. She's not interested in anything. And he's like, let me tell you something about JC. JC's just trying to get attention. You don't need to worry about JC. She's going to be fine. Hold up. Pay attention. And he says, JC's just trying to get a bunch of attention. You know, don't be worrying about her. What do you do then? Tell another adult, yes. What if that adult says, I know JC, she's just trying to get attention. What do you do then? You tell somebody else. You keep telling adults until somebody pays attention and somebody listens to you. I need to work on my throwing arm, right? You know what I mean? And I'm not done. So what if you really don't want to be a snitch and your friend makes you promise, and you love your friend, it's your best friend, y'all been friends since the 2nd grade. That's right. Because even if you keep the promise, and sometimes this is one of those instances where it's okay to maybe fudge the truth a little bit. And you know that it'll make your friend better, and your friend will tell you more about what's going on with her if you go, okay, I promise I won't tell. But tell me what's going on, you know, what can I do to help you? And if you have to say that, then that's okay. Because here's the deal. What if you kept the promise and you didn't tell anybody and your friend died? What good is that promise if your friend is dead? And let me tell you something. This is happening every single day. Suicide is the 2nd leading cause of death for people 15 to 34 years old. It's the 3rd leading cause of death for 10 to 14-year-olds. 10-year-olds are killing themselves every single day. That's a bad, bad deal. So you got to pay attention. You got to pay attention to your friends. Hold up, pay attention. I got the floor. You got to pay attention to your friends. You got to pay attention to your siblings. You got to pay attention to their friends. Because it's serious and it's happening all the time. And I know that you guys know a little bit about that because I know that it's happened here. So you got to be aware of that, and you got to know, what to do. How many people here have had adults in their life tell them, if you just work hard and get an education, you can be anything you want to be? They lied. That's a flat lie. Lied to your face. It's a lie. Let me tell you why. Hold up. So let me tell you why. I want you to really get this. This is important. My generation, 47 years ago, my generation, my parents told me that too. But then I found out that that's not necessarily true. A lot of times you can work very hard and do your very best, and certain opportunities just will not come your way. Not everybody can be Beyonce. Not everybody can be Jason Watts. I mean, it's just not going to happen. For the most part, for just about 80% of us, you're going to be an average person with an average life. You're going to have an average job, drive an average car, just like everybody else. That's just life. That's what life is. But if you do your best, hold up. But if you do your best and you work your hardest, then you know within yourself you did your best. Right? Doesn't mean you're a loser. Doesn't mean you failed. Everybody's going to fail at something at some time. I don't care how good an athlete you are. I don't care how good you are at whatever it is you do. You will fail sometime. There's always going to be someone who's faster, smarter, prettier, better looking, bigger, stronger, always. I don't care who you are. Out of all the millions and millions of people in the world, there was one Michael Jordan. And there was millions and millions and millions of kids who thought they were going to be like Michael Jordan. Then we had LeBron James. So we had one more. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, there's a few. But what I'm saying is, and I'm not saying you can't achieve those goals, but what I'm saying is if you do not achieve those goals, if you have these lofty ideas in your head all of your youth, and then you get to real life when you get out of high school, that doesn't mean you're a failure if those things didn't happen to you. There are many star athletes who are star quarterbacks and star basketball players and star soccer players that are starters all 4 years of high school. And they get to college, and they might get a scholarship, and they might not, depends on the school. So say you did get a scholarship and you did go to college on your athletic scholarship. That doesn't mean you're going to be a pro athlete. Let's say you do become a pro athlete. That doesn't mean you're going to get to play. There's hundreds of thousands that ride the bench. So you got to know that. That doesn't mean you're a failure. And if you're a star quarterback in high school and then you get to college and you don't get to play football, that doesn't mean you're a failure. It doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. It just means the school was not smart enough to pick you. And you have to find other things to get your value from. Does everybody understand that? You picking up what I'm putting down? Yes? So you got to know that. You got to know that. You got to know where your value is. If you just, because you know that feeling you get when you actually, when you do something right and you really did your best and you really feel like you succeeded at something, that's a good feeling. And that means you are number one, that you're a winner and that you have value. As long as you do your best, you are your best. You are the best you. Doesn't mean you're better than everybody else necessarily, but it means you're the best that you can be, and that is good enough. That is the best. You can't do any better if you do your best. So don't measure yourself and your worth against other people. And don't let other people challenge your worth either. It's just so important that you guys know that you have value. There's only one you on the whole planet. That's why you're unique. That's why no one else has your fingerprints and no one else has your DNA. Because you are the only you. So no matter how bad you think things are, or if you really screwed up, that doesn't mean that you don't still have value. Because you have worth for the simple fact that God put you on this planet, that you were born. Because you didn't have to be. So you have value in the fact that you are you. So take pride in that. Take honor in that. And if people are mean to you, the heck with them. You don't need them. You're not going to remember these people you go to school with right here. You get out of high school, you're not even going to remember half of these people. They're not going to remember you. Guaranteed. Promise. Swear to God. True story. You have to know that. So don't take any, stuff from other people. And know that when people say things to you that are not nice, it's just them. They don't have their own value. And I challenge you, when someone says something mean to you, that you say, you know what? I'm so sorry that you feel the need to be mean to me to make yourself feel better. But, it's not going to work on me. Sorry. Sorry about your luck, but, I dare you. And if you don't have the guts to say that, just turn around and walk off. And know in your mind that they're not bothering you. There's something wrong with them that they have to be mean to someone to make themselves feel better. That's their own issue. It's not your issue. So make sure that you know that. Make sure that you're not mean to other people. It's not cool to be mean. It's really stupid. And a lot of people these days are dying because someone was mean to them. And if you're mean to someone, you really don't want them to die. You're just trying to get attention because, your friends are standing there and that person looked stupid that day and you just thought you'd comment on it and everybody laughed, so, you kind of felt good about it. But you don't really want them to die. You really don't even care. But you really don't want them to die. And people are dying. Kids are dying every single day because somebody was mean to them. So don't be mean. Because the bottom line is you don't want anybody being mean to you. And that's why when you're standing around the bully and they're being mean, you don't say anything because you don't want them to do it to you. But the fact is, you can change that. You can take that power away from them. Number one, by what I just said, tell them, sorry about your luck. I don't know why you're being mean to me. That's just stupid. But, I don't care. You're not bothering me at all. I don't get my value from you and what you think about me. And you look kind of stupid today, too. Whatever. But the point is, don't be mean. Just don't be mean. Just don't be mean. How many people here have had someone be mean to them? It's crazy, right? Don't put up with it. Let me tell you something. One person cannot change this whole school. But listen up, if every one of you changed how you reacted to someone being mean to you, I'm gonna say that one more time. One person cannot change the whole school. But if every person changed how they reacted, you would change the whole world. Because as soon as you don't give the bully any power, they can't be a bully anymore. If there's 4 people standing around them and they make fun of somebody, you're one of those 4 people and you walk off, and the next day they say something mean and you walk off, somebody else will join you because they know it's stupid. They really don't want to be there either. They just don't want it to be them. In a couple days, the bully's going to be mean to somebody and there won't be anybody standing there. Well, then they're not going to be mean to anybody because nobody cares. Nobody's going to listen to it. Nobody's going to put up with it. Nobody can change that. They can have all the anti-bullying weeks they want to have. All the ribbons and all the posters, that's not going to change bullying. The only thing that's going to change people being mean is you. Stop being mean and stop putting up with other people being mean. Only you can change that. And on that note, no one else can make you feel bad. No one else can make you feel worthless. No one else can make you feel ugly. No one else can make you feel sad. No one else can make you feel mad. No one. Because you are the only person that has control of your feelings. Remember that little picture of all those feelings? Those are your feelings. Only you control those. So it's like, standing out in an open field and there's just bullets flying at you, and you had a great, cool, invisible shield that was bulletproof. That is you. That comes from within you. How you react to someone throwing stuff at you, you can stop that. You can stop that right here and be like, from here back, it don't bother me. It just doesn't bother me. And if you get that mindset, you can do all kinds of things, because nobody can be mean to you if you don't let them. And you don't even have to say anything. It all comes from within here. Mind over matter. Satchel Paige. You may know who Satchel Paige is? Probably not. Okay. So Google him. Satchel Paige, one of the greatest baseball players of all time. Mind over matter. If you don't mind, it don't matter. I think y'all should say that. Mind over matter. If you don't mind, it don't matter. So everybody say that. Awesome. So that's one of the main things you gotta learn. Don't put up with people being mean. You're not cool if you're mean. You're dumb. Because it's mean. It's not cool to be mean. And I guarantee you don't want anybody being mean to you. So now I'm gonna tell you, hold up. Now I'm gonna tell you why I'm here. This is why I'm here. I'll let you read it because I don't know if I can say it. But my daughter was 20, and she was an elite athlete. She started as a varsity basketball player and soccer player all 4 years of high school. She was cool. She was popular. She had lots of friends. She had it going on. I'm a mother of 4 kids. I'm a good mom. Me and her dad been married 25 years. 25 years of love and devotion. I might have told a little story there. For the most part, it is. I'm a good mom. I'm kind of cool. It's hard to believe, but I am. All the kids come to my house. We got stuff going on. She could talk to me. She could tell me stuff. We were real close. But she was a perfectionist, overachiever. How many people here are overachievers? You think you always got to have a 4.0. You always have to be the best. You can never fail. You can never come in second. Stop that. Stop that. How many people here are exhausted most of the time from all of the stuff you got going on? A lot of times I do these presentations and I talk to the parents the next day and I show them the video of all the kids that are exhausted. And I tell them, get off your kids. Get off of them. I guarantee you, if you make good grades and a good ACT, SAT score, you're going to get into pretty much any college that you want to. You don't have to take AP classes to get into college. I've been a college professor for 15 years, so I happen to know this. How many people here take AP classes because you think it's going to get you into a good university? Raise your hands. How many people here think it's exhausting to take AP classes? It's just twice the homework. It does not make you any smarter. When college recruiters and college advisors and admissions people look at your college application and they see that you have taken AP classes, they're like, well, hey, that's awesome. They're diligent about their homework and they have good discipline, and so they're probably going to make a good college student. And they probably, you might have a leg up on getting in. But I guarantee you, if you just take normal classes and you don't have all that pressure and you make A's in those classes, you're probably going to have a 4.0 grade average GPA anyways. So if you got a 4.0 or a 3.75, 3.85, 3.9 GPA and a good ACT, SAT score, you're going to get into that same university just the same. You didn't have to go through all that homework and stuff with AP classes. So that's something to tell your parents. And I always tell the parents that. Get off your kids. Let them, you guys need to be kids. You need to be teenagers. Because pretty soon, you're going to have to be a grown-up. An average grown-up in an average life trying to get by and pay your bills and take care of your family and do those things. So be kids. Don't be in a rush to be a grown-up. And if I get a chance to talk to any of your grown-ups, I'll tell them that. Get off your butt. Let you be kids. So this is my daughter, Hannah. She was 20. Isn't she beautiful? I think she's so beautiful. And I miss her terribly. Hannah was a perfectionist. She was an elite athlete. Her parents were not divorced. She has 2 brothers and an older sister. And she was a self-taught musician. And so she wrote her own music. She's creative like that. She wrote her own music, and she taught herself to play the drums, the guitar, the bass guitar. She's cool. I'm just telling you, she was cool. Coolest person I ever met. And it was always her dream to have her CD. So after she died, we put together about 5 songs, and we have a CD of her music, and you'll get to hear it in just a second. She has this one song she talks about, you just have to go on and play your show. So I make sure that when I come tell you the stuff, that she gets to play her show, and that you guys know how important it is to be aware of the warning signs and to be aware of those feelings and to know that suicide is not an option. And you may think that people will be better off without you. That is not true. No one you know will ever be better off without you. And for those of you who know someone who have died by suicide, you know what it's done to you and their family and their friends, and you know no one is better off without them. So I'm going to let you see a video that I played at her funeral. And it's just 3 minutes, if y'all give me the honor of letting me play it for you. And it's just pictures of her and her life. It just shows, she's just an average girl. But the song you hear is her. She played she wrote the words, played all the instruments, recorded it on my MacBook in the closet, So I just want to give her the chance to have her show.
1, 2, 3, 4. I gave you everything, gave you the world. I followed through and I kept my word, but you threw it all
if just one of her friends would have told me? What if just one of her friends would have said, you know what, Miss Kim, something's wrong with Hannah and I can tell she's not herself. And the other day she just kind of said something that kind of scared me and I think you should know about it. And the truth is I did notice some things, but I thought it was just teenage stuff. And so you have to tell somebody. Grown-ups and people my age do not realize how prevalent suicide is amongst y'all. I didn't have a clue. Now, I'm a former school counselor, school principal, teacher. Kids are my deal. That's what I do. And I didn't really know. And so it's so important that you guys talk about stuff that's going on with you, and that you tell somebody what's going on with you, and that you tell what stuff that's going on with your friends, because you don't want your friends to be dead. And nobody wants to lose you. You have value. I see beautiful, smart, witty kids out here. I see kids that have a great spirit. You are valuable just for being you. You don't have to be the best at anything to be valuable. And we all make mistakes. We all do stupid stuff. That's just life. That's how you learn things. That's how you become wise and how you become smart. You learn from your mistakes. So everybody makes them. Believe me, I made my share. So know that. Know how important you are. And know that you have to ask your friends. And you have to ask yourself. If you have to look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, man, what's going on with me? Am I seriously thinking about killing myself? Don't. It's not, I promise you, only things that you think that, you're going to be better off and you can just stop all the stuff that's going on, you're going to be dead. You will not know. But everybody that knows you will be devastated beyond repair. So no matter how bad it gets, you promise me you won't do it. And if you need somebody to talk to you, you can call me. If you need somebody to talk to, call me. I will answer, I promise. I talk to kids from all over the country. I have a running text message that I go back and forth with over 100 kids from all across the country, almost every other day. I'd be glad to add you to the list. I sit down every night from like 7 o'clock till 2 o'clock in the morning just texting people back. That's just what I do. And I'd gladly do it for you. So know that. So what are the 3 things? One more time. What's the 1-800 number? There's also a 1-800 number that's 1-800-SUICIDE. It's pretty easy to remember. So take advantage of those. Like I said, that's confidential. And I will keep your confidence. If you need somebody to talk to and you don't trust anybody you call me. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Peace, love, deuces. Thank you very much.
You